What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome in to yet another edition of your show. I am your host, Gary. This is the Thursday edition. Thursday already, if you can believe that. And we're still, as far as we know, the only show originating from this beautiful city of ours, the great Saskatoon, from 4 to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, going live. And always so thankful and grateful to be able to say that as we continue to grow into the voice of Saskatoon. Hyper-local is what we like to say. That's what everyone likes to say. It's what we like to do as well. So darn grateful for that. We also have a camera and a diva of an actress, if you will. Lately, Margaret has been on the, this is actually pretty good, has been on this run of not hitting her spot, but we work around it because if you saw the show yesterday, we go live no matter what. And today will be no different because there's a lot of value in being real. And that's what we always say. If you're real, people will notice. So without further ado, this is the Maggie Cam. Look at this. Woo! I'm starting to think it's because of the AC. Since we got the AC installed, she's like sat right in that one spot. Look at that. And she's winking. You're perfect, Marge. I take back everything I said before. The Maggie Cam, as always, for our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. They got a greeting dog just like Margaret with us. Oh, it's a big cute yawn. And his name's Leroy. They actually happen to be dating, and he has a bed right beside the door. You walk in, he says hello. He walks you up to the till, then you'll say hi to either Rochelle or Mike, and they will continue to guide you through the most incredible experience of your life. Whether you're like Maggie, and you just like to help yourself to all the treats that are in giant buckets throughout the entire store, yeah, you can do that. They allow one or two here or there. That's the kind of people they are. Very, very kind, generous souls, Mike and or Rochelle. As well, they got the toy walls. They got walls full of toys, small, bigger, biggest, as well as durable, not so durable, maybe a little bit less. Oh, there she goes. I think she heard the word toy. And then they got the raw food fridges in the back. Okay, if you're looking to change your dog's diet, head on to the back of the store. You'll see those fridges full of all that raw food. Then if you're looking to clean your animal, like we have been, Brooksy and I have been trying to schedule another adventure with Maggie where she's going to go for a big bath. And, oh, here she goes. Here she goes. And that's pretty good. And we haven't quite been able to get in there yet, so we're still trying to do that. But this cleaning station, I'm telling you, you're not going to find a better one in town. It's got everything you need. So you can go hit that up. They also have all the tools you need for pet maintenance, be it pooper scoopers or leash hookups to make sure your doggy doesn't run away. They also got medicines. They got the normal foods. They have clothing. They got buckle-up leashes and collars. Check this out. This is Marge's. This is Marge's buckle-up. Look at that. I always talk about it when we start the show. Look at that. It's a literal buckle-up. I could do like the flight attendant. Yeah, see? Boom, boom. There it is. Have a good flight. They go right on, and this one, Maggie likes superheroes, so she got a Spider-Man one. Look at that. Look how cool that is. And she has the matching leash as well. They got those waiting for you, and so much more. You know, we don't just say stuff because, you know, we're supporting people. We truly believe in all the people that come on board with this family and this movement of making the world a better place. And our friends at Pet Planet on 8th Street, they are a perfect example of that. So thank you to them again. And if you're looking for a pet store, that's the one for you. I promise you, all right? Pet Planet on 8th Street. They are your pet's natural grocer. Let's get one more Maggie Cam real quick here, Dragon. Just have a quick look at that. Oh, she's so cute. The AC. It's all about that AC. All right. Let's get into it. Hope your Thursday was fantastic. There was hockey. Was that last night? That was 2 nights ago now, hey? Yeah. Has everyone recovered? Are Oiler fans okay? I haven't talked to my brother Davey since it happened. He had a ticket to go to Game 7, so he was extra devastated. As are the Panthers, going back-to-back. Brad Marchand, amazing. Apparently he didn't win Conn Smythe, though. Apparently went to, like, Sam Bennett, I think, or something like that. Whoever it was. Either way, the Panthers, huge Stanley Cup 2 years in a row. And for Sterno and Gary, which is our ultimate fantasy team, shout out to Stevie and Byrne, we had those Panthers to go. So that gets us right in the mix as we hit the home stretch of the, I guess, last 3 sports going into the finale for the Ultimate Tito. So shout out to Rabco and the whole gang over there. We love all you guys. Looking forward to the next draft. Thursdays here, they come in hot as we have, I like to call them an energy drink in human form. And no different today. Let's go ahead and jump right into it here, Dragon.
Alrighty.
He's ready.
Alrighty then, as Jim Carrey used to say. Alrighty.
We're going to start with that. That was perfect.
Okay.
Oh, man. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective
Yes.
in the house. It's Thursday. CTV's Matt Young.
That's right. That's
Yet
right.
again.
Alrighty then, folks.
Looking good, feeling good. When he shows up, the day always gets better.
Yes.
And I don't know how you're going to top your Across Canada game that you did last week, but
That was a huge hit.
crazy.
I had a number of people message me about that. A lot of people never knew that game actually existed.
never seen it in my life.
And I kind of stumbled across it by accident, but it is fun. We had a good time
I
playing
could have killed a lot of time in class picking up hitchhikers and crashing across Canada.
You know what? That's one of those games where if you've had a few beverages on a Friday night, it'll get you
It'll get you.
going. But there you
Absolutely,
go. There you
dude.
go. How have you
Right
been
on.
doing? Okay.
Doing good. We're
Good.
grinding away. More new shows coming through. The studio gets busier,
Love it.
I'm starting to notice my bags under my eyes. Like with
well-
every new show we add to this incredible network, the more sagginess the bags get. 'Cause it's just more and more. But it's all good things. I'm not
But it's
complaining.
fun.
I love it.
They
Exactly.
say if you enjoy your job, it's not really work.
That's
it's
it.
because you're having a good time. So
Just got to find some time to sleep somewhere.
Well, there you go. Well, maybe we could put like a sleeping
I'm
bag
thinking
just
I
kinda
might
right here,
just take
you
some
know?
naps on Maggie's little bed here. Her and I can cuddle up. We'll see what happens. So what are we doing today, my
So
friend?
we like to talk about video games and modding
Yes, we
video
do.
games and Saskatoon video game
Yes.
kind of stuff. And so last week we had the Across Canada game. Well, this week I found some cool games that we're gonna say happy birthday
love
to
birthdays.
them. And you know what? These are games that probably everyone will recognize, but we're gonna learn something unique about all of them.
Amazing.
Because they're all kind of interesting in their own way. So now back in way back, like
All the
before
way.
I was even alive,
Yeah.
there were video games. They were like baby video games. They weren't.
There wasn't much to 'em.
There wasn't much. It was
Yeah.
like one button, maybe 2 buttons, and if you were lucky, you had a joystick. And
And imagine that, how much that changed the world for people before us, right?
It did. It
Yeah.
did. Like it was revolutionary at the time. So
as we look now, it's
I
like,
mean,
really?
this was entertaining.
right.
So we're gonna say happy birthday to on this this week. It's not
Yes.
this day. I believe it's actually yesterday.
We like to stretch a little bit.
In 1978,
Wow.
in Japan, what was released? Space Invaders.
There it is.
Space Invaders was released in Japan. We got some footage coming up here, right here on the monitor.
Yes, we
in
do.
19. Oh, I'll just turn up the speaker so we can hear a little bit of the sound here.
All
there
right.
we go.
Yeah, there's not
There
much
we
to the
go.
sound, is there?
And there isn't much if there's any
Yeah.
at all. So
There it is. Blunk.
there, that was your sound, and that was like really good sound.
Sounds like you're at
back
the
in
dentist,
1970.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it
Yeah.
is. So now this was an arcade classic. It was released in Japan in 1978. Then it would come to North America.
Yeah.
This was a huge commercial success.
Oh, yeah.
In 1982, according to research, it had grossed $3.8 billion.
Insanity for
Now,
that time.
by the way,
Yeah.
that's $14 billion in
Insane.
2023. It is still to this day the highest grossing video in terms of sales dollars
For
ever.
sure. And you talk about the spin-offs and you talk about the remakes, that
Massive
franchise,
spin-offs,
huge. Yeah.
massive remakes. Now the premise, as you can see, is pretty basic. All you got to do is just shoot down these white little aliens
Yeah.
that move across. That's all you got to do.
They're invading from space,
They're
man.
invading from space. Now, what's interesting is that early designs of this game actually had plans for tanks
No
and
way.
airplanes and battleships. But the problem is technical limitations. It made it very, very hard to animate planes flying.
It was 1978.
I know. I mean,
come on.
This
is crazy.
And then they decided, okay, well, we'll do human characters, but they didn't really want to be shooting humans.
Yeah.
So that's when they decided we'll make them into aliens.
Perfect.
And so there you go. You have Space Invaders, and
Look at this.
it
I'm
got
so scared, so
massively-
nerve-wracking. You get so close.
And it was always the last one that you
Hey.
had to try. Yeah, it was always the hard. It seemed like the hardest one. So there you go. So Space Invaders in 1978, 3.8 billion, not with a B, not with an M. So happy birthday!
Happy birthday
to Space Invaders. I remember playing this game when I was very young, and it it got addicting after a while because you try to beat high
You can
scores.
get into it.
And you remember it in arcades. It used to
for
be
sure.
everywhere when we were smaller.
Absolutely. I had a real phase where I got into Galaga a lot.
Galaga,
And it was sort of like the next sort of version of this type
You'd
of game.
have
It was a
all
lot
those
of fun.
games
Yeah.
like that. So, so happy birthday to Space
Very good.
Invaders. Now, another game that's similar to Space Invaders that you might remember. It came out a few years later on June 15th in 1980. Oh, by the way, the guy died there.
There's the crash.
There you
Perfect
go.
timing.
Yeah, on June 15th in 1980, what game came out for the arcade was a game called Missile Command. Missile Command came out in 1980. Now,
at this.
this game here is a little bit like Space Invaders. It was released during the Cold War, and what happens? The player basically uses a cursor to move around and fire missiles at missiles that are being
to
fired
intercept
them.
the missiles,
right?
yeah.
So you file missile interception. So your job is to defend 6 cities, and your job is to use missiles to intercept the missiles that are being fired back at you.
Yeah.
That's what Missile Command is all about. So it's a little bit like Space Invaders, but kind of, I guess, a bit of a different
take.
premise and a bit of a different take, and I guess a few more bells and whistles and colors on it and things like that. Now, at the time, how this game actually got invented is there was a developer who was reading a magazine, and he saw a picture of a radar screen, like it was a screen image.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to make a video game like that. And so they basically kind of tried to do that, right? So it's supposed to mimic what you would see on a radar screen with the cursor kind of going across and then trying to intercept missiles that are coming. Coming through. It turned out to be a really good concept for a game. Now this game, it did very, very well. It was an instant hit. It went into more than 20,000 arcade cabinets, which was a lot back in 1980. It didn't.
No kidding.
By the
Here
way,
he goes.
We got some sound. By the way, whenever you got sound in a video game like this, it was like, wow, we got sound. Like that's kind of what it was.
It was a huge addition because we weren't used to
and
it.
games that advertised for that with sound. You know what I mean?
Turn it up. Piss off mom and dad with this one. For sure.
Now, I don't have the grossing sales figures on this, but it did
bet you
quite
it's pretty
well,
big
and it
too,
got a
yeah.
lot of good reviews. And you can still see this game in the odd arcade cabinet today, especially if you see one of those older ones. Or remember the table arcades?
Yeah,
that
like
they
we
used to
got
have?
the Arkanoid one
They
just
got
over
kinda
there.
like what
Yep.
you got right
That's
there.
it.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
man.
So happy birthday to Missile Command,
Missile Command.
which is 45 years old. I was born in 82. This
Me
game
too,
was
man.
released
It's older
in 80.
than us,
so
bro.
It's older than us, and
Crazy.
we're getting up there. So
Yes, we are.
so
we are.
so there you go. So happy birthday to Missile Command. I do remember playing this game, and it was fun. Next game that we have just in time for an ad. To
That's
come up. Look
it.
at that
We're
on
always
YouTube.
nailing it.
Now, this next game came out, Ninja Gaiden 3, Ancient Ship of Doom. This game came out in 1991 for the NES. Did you ever play this game?
I wasn't good enough. I watched people
it was
play
a hard game.
I watched speedrunners, one of my favorite speedrunners ever. Arcus held the world record for, I believe, the first Ninja Gaiden, and he was like right in the running. He speedruns all 3 of the trilogy.
Wow.
I love all of them. And the
These-
soundtracks, dude, the soundtracks.
That is what a lot of people like is the soundtrack for these games, because now, as you can see, the sound is getting better, right? Yeah, early 80s. Now you get to early 90s, you actually have kind of synthesized music and things like that. So Ninja Gaiden 3 released in Japan in June of 1991. It would come out in August of that year to North America. And it was a pretty popular platformer among game players. It got a lot of good reviews from game critics like Nintendo Power and you remember Game Pro. You had those magazines. And you used to read the game reviews. Remember those? So it's a side-scrolling platformer, which were kind of what the big thing was at the time, because, well, that's what you had at the time, because that's what the technology would make. it was ported to the Atari Lynx in 1993, and then it would be re-released as part of the Ninja Gaiden trilogy for the SNES.
There you go.
That came out in 1995. So, and this was revolutionary graphics.
Storylines, man. Storylines.
Like to actually have, cutscene. By the way, this is a cutscene from a video game. For those of you who were born in the last 20 years, this was a cutscene.
This is how they used to be.
This is how they used to be. It was a picture. It would come up with words describing what people were saying. So
poor Ryu, man. Ryu and Irene. There's a whole love story in here, and his dad. There's a whole thing. It's really cool stuff.
If you follow the story, it's actually really, really good. I don't know if there was ever a movie made, but I think it actually
they could have.
You could make a movie on Ninja Gaiden, and I think it would be a great plot. So this game did very, very well. It got really good reviews, and happy birthday to Ninja Gaiden, which is now 34 years old today, released for the NES. Man, that was a long time ago, but these games are fun. It brings you back, and I mean,
everything about this.
And the thing is that a lot of these games, they look simple, but folks, they're hard.
Like, if you speedrun this, you have to know every spawn point. You have to know every single move and the timing to do it. It's insanity.
And you know what was interesting, and I think people don't appreciate this, is back when we were, like today, if you're playing a game, you can save your progress.
Oh, yeah. You can't.
Back then, you couldn't save your progress. If you had to, go to bed or it's bedtime, or you had to turn the game off, you had to start all over again. So there's always that,
very true.
Mom, I'm on the last level. You can't.
More.
Whereas now it's like, okay, I'll save it. We'll continue it later. So that's something that I come to appreciate a whole lot.
We learned how to live that life on the edge, man.
And you had to play the whole game. So it wasn't like you could play half an hour and then play another half hour later.
That's it.
If you were gonna beat the game, you had to do it all in one shot.
Sitting down and you're doing it.
There you go.
Absolutely. So, that's a great one right there. Well done.
Happy birthday to Ninja Gaiden, Space Invaders and Missile Command featured today, and I think that was great. Especially Space Invaders being the top grossing game of all time.
Lots of people don't know that, man.
I never knew that till I started doing research. So that was fantastic.
Amazing, brother. Always appreciate it. Sports me up. What you got going on?
Let's sports it up a little bit. Okay, so how about the Saskatoon Berries? I mean, they said that, what's the saying? They're kicking ass and taking names. They're not even just taking the names anymore. Yeah. They're just out there winning.
Just kicking the ass.
That's all they're doing.
Yeah, so fun to watch.
The best team in the Western Canadian Baseball League. We had a story on it on CTV a little while ago.
Nice.
And they are crushing it, and they're doing very, very well. I mean, this team has championship written all over it. I mean, if you start off 13-2 to start the season, that's incredible for any league in any sport. It doesn't matter. So
that's your team doing that right now.
There you go.
Awesome.
And they've been deadly at home so far this season too. So Cairns Field is like unwinnable for any other team but the Berries. Yeah. They're absolutely beating everybody at Cairns Field. So
what's the old saying? They're losing before they even walk in the building.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Game's over before it even starts. So if you can get out to Cairns Field, Saskatoon Berries are doing very, very well. I'm hearing that there's perhaps something big planned for the Rattlers game on July, their first game in July.
This. Okay.
And the Rattlers have been doing well. As I mentioned last week, they just, I believe it was June 8th, they set an attendance record or got close to it.
Nice.
Yeah. So they've been doing really, really good too. So you got the Rattlers, the Berries are going well. Now, that Rider game, I watched it. By the way, I don't know if I sent you a screenshot.
You were watching the 13th Melon. We appreciate you riding alongside us.
And it was fantastic. I kind of got it right. I picked the Riders to win by 5.
Yeah.
They won by 5.
They did.
I didn't get the score. I said it was going to be 25-20. The final score was 28-23.
Yeah, LB's got some weird scoring system going. And I'm not sure how he does it, but next week I'll have the full rankings for you, let you know where you're at. But I want to pick from you right now for the game tomorrow. 5:30 kickoff.
You know what?
13th Melon gets going. It's the Riders and the Argos. Who's that young guy?
You know what? I think the Argos are going to struggle because, Chad Kelly is not. I don't think Chad Kelly is going to be playing. I think the Riders are going to go in. I think they're going to beat him. I think if the Riders can stay healthy and that O-line plays as well as it's done, because that O-line's been pretty good. I'm going to give the Riders. I'm going to give them a 10-point lead here. Okay. I'm going to make it 28 18
Woo.
for Saskatchewan. I
There
think
it
they
is.
go on the road and they beat Toronto. I think this Rider team is looking good. I mean, there's still some issues. It's still kind of early in the season. They got to work out some kinks. But now, I mean, you got Kadeem Carey, who's a pretty good running back. You got Uletz. You got kind of a two-headed monster there. As long as that O-line gives Trevor Harris protection, which they've been doing so far, he should be okay because he's not a great running quarterback, but if he's got protection, he's
all he
great.
needs, yeah.
Brett Lauther, now he's struggled. There's a lot of people out there that are saying, well, should we bring in some competition? Not yet. It's week 2. I think he'll work out the kinks. I mean, if
I was a little upset to see he's put out an apology, man.
well, first of all, I
you don't
like
gotta
the fact that
apologize.
he he
He's aware of that.
recognizes the
Yeah,
issues
I guess
and he's
that's
aware of it. That's good.
But you don't need to apologize to us, bro. Just straighten it out. It's all good.
No. That's the best apology is
Yeah.
kicking it in between
That's
the
it.
pipes. That's all.
And I mean, it's not like they lost. Like they won the game.
They won the game,
You know?
no, but and really, if he makes those field goals, it's a much bigger win.
of course.
I mean, so I think Brett Lauther will turn the corner. I mean,
I think
he's
so, too.
had some slow starts in the past.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to bring in cut. Now, if this goes by on week 4, week 5,
Then you start looking.
then maybe you got to start looking. But right now, I think Brett Lauther's going to be okay.
Yeah,
so
too.
I predict the Riders 28-18. I'll
There
be
it is.
watching the Melon Cast.
Yes.
And you should be watching it too because it's fun. It's a good
It's a
time.
lot of fun.
Maybe I'll join you on one of those in the
Absolutely.
future. A really good time. And yeah, go Riders. 2-0. Can they make it 3-0? And they're
find
starting to
out.
look pretty good. And then they come for a couple home games. So hey, look,
looking all right.
I always say this: if you can win some road games early, that's because it's always tougher to win on the road. If you can win some road games early and then come
really
home
helps
for
on the
3 or
back
4
end,
home
yeah.
games, you're exactly helping on the back end.
with
So
ya.
so that's what's going on. Berries, Rattlers, and Riders. Everybody's firing on all cylinders. And as I said before, especially get out to Carrots Field because I mean it's
so good.
Remember the summers. Let's enjoy it because it doesn't last forever here in Saskatchewan, as we
Boy,
know.
Oh boy, is that ever true. CTV's Matt Young every Thursday joining us with all the awesomeness. Thank you so much, brother.
You got
Always
her.
appreciate it. And we'll see you again next Thursday.
Yeah.
So there you go. Matt Young from CTV in the house every Thursday. He joins us, and the days keep getting better as this is the Thursday edition of Your Show, the very, very appropriately named Your Show, as it is all about you. This show is all about you and the city we live in and the people we know and the things that we do and the places we go and all that stuff. Always so grateful to be able to be the guy in the chair to drive the party bus here each and every weekday from 4 to 5 p.m. I also would love to tell you a little bit about my main man, Mobley, here, as we have these lovely live reads that I just love to do. The big question, why work with Mobley this spring? Because we're almost turning over to summer now. If you're looking to buy a home, he's got your back. That's number one right there. Mobley Rente with TMG, the mortgage group, works with multiple lenders to find the best financing. There you go. Gotta love going live. Financing options, even if you're self-employed. Got that one. I have non-traditional income. I think I got that one too, a little bit anyway. Or face credit challenges. Got a lot of that one all over. Looks like Mobley is the guy for me. His services are completely free, and he is here for you from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Whether you need refinancing, a mortgage renewal, or just expert advice down the road, he will always be here to help. That's my main man, Mobley Rente. Mortgages made simple. Give him a call or text him anytime, 306-370-5804. Man, I love talking about Mobley. Good people doing good things, man. We say it all the time around here. If you think you benefit from something like that, if you think, oh man, you know what? I think a little bit of exposure, a little bit of insight, a little bit of background for my business, my organization, my charity, any of that stuff, I think that would go a long way for us. It's real easy to do. Just get in touch. We're so easy to contact. It's right there, literally in the name. We even have a little theme song that we've made up that we sing every now and then. This is that song right now. Just send us an email to, get that pitch, like I know what a pitch is, right around there, sure. Contact@DufferinAve.com. That is the email. This is the theme song. It's catchy, little, jingly, if you will. Let me just give this guy a little wax and get out of here, because we love having fun with graphics. I feel like a lot of shows out there that are fortunate enough, like we truly are, so fortunate to be able to have graphics like this pop up on the screen. No one ever interacts with them. You know, it's just always there, and you're like not supposed to acknowledge it. Not around here, man. You're going to throw something fun around here, we're going to play with it. That's our website. Royal Landers. My sweet, beautiful prince created it for guys just like me that don't know how to navigate internets. Yeah, there for you. Streamlined, perfect. We've got a bunch of new shows coming in, so we're about to revamp it, actually, which we are very, very excited about. Just head to dufferinab.com. Whack. There goes that one. And the final one. We also got an air horn. Air horn, they're really fun. We got Twitch stream. Tuesday, Brando and Gary get good at games. Mondays, gaming with Brooksy. Friday nights, Brando and Gary get good at games with guests. That's our lineup right now, and it continues to grow. And this past Tuesday, Uncle Brando and I, we started questing on a little ditty called Shining Force 3 for the Sega Saturn. Not too many people streaming Sega Saturns, I can tell you that, because we looked around. Definitely no one doing it in Saskatoon. So once again, doing something different, then people notice. And we love Shining Force. I fell in love with it playing on my cousin Sheldon's Game Gear in Waskasiu at Cedar Village in the big cabin number 8. Always having so much fun there, and I fell in love with this game. And now I get to play the Sega Saturn version, and it is absolutely incredible already. So we got the Shining Force going on the Twitch stream, and you can find it at twitch.tv/Dufferin Ave Media. I'm going to grab this right about here, and we're going to give it one more. See you later. Fun with graphics. And now, it is time for our final guest of the evening as he puts down his other work and gets ready to go to this work. This is the segue I was really excited for. I'm talking about Shining Force 3 because we're playing it on the Twitch stream. And as we were playing on Tuesday, somebody joined our force, and the music came, and it was super awesome. And Brandon goes, that's the music from the thing. I was like, not actually, because we got the Shining Force music from Shining Force 2, but still. We also had Matt from All the Bands metal it up like he always does. And with that in mind, he looks good, feels good, checking himself out, ready to party. Ladies and gentlemen, our final guest of the day from Stripped Down, Curtis Anderson, has joined the Force. What is up, my Shining Force? That's awesome. For video gaming, though.
All right.
I was thinking about you with the Twitch stream as the Phenom.
Yes.
Your beautiful, lovely offspring has taken over as a head of Twitch stream along with Uncle Brando. And they're doing a lot of really cool stuff there. And I was thinking, what game would it take to get Curtis Anderson into stream with us?
Oh, so many games. Anything below N64, basically.
That's what we got. We got Super Nintendo. We got normal Nintendo.
Oh, so many games. Little Nemo Dream Master, one of my favorite games for Nintendo.
What a drop!
Right? I understand you've already done Battletoads?
We tried. Yeah, we died on the turbo tunnel and got angry.
Yeah, that's so funny. When I was young, I got that. We had a birthday party for me. I had a birthday party, invited my friends, and I said I wanted Battletoads. So they all, like, instead of each buying me like a $10 gift,
they grouped
piled
together
their money and they got me Battletoads.
Not only did they get you Battletoads, they got you a birthday party because that's what you were doing for that party.
And I played Battletoads so much that year. Like I could still do the turbo tunnel level, and I know I've got like muscle memory from the music of like when to go up, down,
beats,
up, down, yeah. And
that's how you know you played a lot.
By the way, I couldn't beat. There's that one level where you need the joystick. You're like outracing. It's like the second last level. You're trying to outrun a ball that's chasing you through a maze, and it's impossible to use the controller, like the what is it called, the D-pad?
The D-pad, yeah.
But if you have the like Nintendo control,
that
like
goes
the
over
arcade,
top of it,
you can do it.
And by the way, that circle, beautiful. It's like a beautiful rainbow circle. Doesn't look, menacing in any way.
Yes.
The second it touches you, you die.
You die.
Horrible.
So
Battletoads.
that's the game I've easily put the most hours in. And I used to be able to, I could beat it easily with the Genie with unlimited lives.
Yeah,
but like I wouldn't do turbo jump or anything, just unlimited lives, and I could beat it. But I have beat it.
So what I'm hearing is maybe we get you in and we sort of ride with you when you do the Battletoads.
However,
I
tried playing it recently. I try to play it probably once a year.
Don't say that.
I rage quit as well.
We're at Turbo Tunnel?
Yeah. And it's like I'm getting older and getting worse because even like 5 years ago I could still do it. And now it's just like, I don't know. The reflexes are they're not quite as sharp, and it makes me irate. I love and hate that game.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey, I'm still 12. I can rip through this thing, and I can't.
Like when you talk about hardest.
Sad reminder, I too will die one day.
Dude, it's so harsh. That game is like the great neutralizer, isn't it? Makes you realize your mortality.
My favorite game of all time,
Lay it on
Shadowgate.
me. Shadowgate!
Shadowgate. And that's just because we could all get together as a group of dudes, and we would stay up all night playing it. And that's a game that, like, it doesn't matter who has the controller, because it's like a point and click
You're questing.
quest
Yep.
game. And God, we love that game. So many good memories.
Man,
The soundtrack to that is flawless.
that's the other thing too, is the Nintendo music. Like you talked about it before with Battletoads. Like
Mhm.
the cues that you're waiting for that are flying at you when you're doing a million things. It's so funny how your brain can connect and like boom, yep, that, and go and still have it super fun.
Yeah.
Like 8-bit music, man.
And
Nothing
then we
like
get
it.
to Super Nintendo, and obviously Street Fighter 2 is huge.
See, I suck
Mortal
at fighting games.
Kombat.
Mortal
I was
Kombat!
I was the loser on Team Nintendo when Mortal Kombat came out. Everybody was like, "Oh, Sega has blood." And I was like, "You don't need blood. You do need blood."
Yeah,
You
green
do need
sweat. Was it
blood.
green sweat they gave us?
Yeah, and Kano would rip out the heart,
So
and you
bad.
just hold up nothing. And I was
Yeah.
like, "No, there's a heart in there. You gotta look."
That's
and then
so
I play
true.
Sega, and the heart was like as big as the person's
Beating
head
and
and
going,
beating, and I was
yeah.
like, "Harumph."
It's so funny.
Nintendo is better.
That was like the argument though for a long time. Like
Yeah.
no one cared about bits and this or that and like
It was the
frames per
blood.
second. It was all about who's got the blood.
Yeah.
Sega, man. Sega was the adult.
Yeah,
adult
Nintendo took
version.
the L on the old Street Fighter. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's
Trying
too
to think
bad.
of other Nintendo games I had. I'm of course Mario 1, 2, and 3. Mario 2,
Yeah.
I've been saying this for a few years. It's about to have its day.
Really?
Mario, yeah. I feel like it doesn't get the love that 1 and 3, because it wasn't
I'm
their,
with
like original property. It was what, Doki Doki
Doki
Panic.
Doki Panic. Yeah.
But I feel like one day they're just gonna embrace 2, and they're gonna make 2 like a huge thing, and they're gonna like merch out 2, and you're gonna be able to get all those weird characters you never got before, because that's one of the unturned stones of nostalgia.
For
is
sure.
that you never talk about 2.
Just to get you caught up here, what happened was they made Super Mario Brothers 2, but it was way, 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 way too hard for human beings over here in North America.
And it was pretty similar to the
Yeah.
first one.
It was the same format, just new levels and harder.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo in Japan was like, yeah, we can't send this to North America. No one's going to play this. It's too damn hard. And
Yeah.
one of the creators of that game was like, well, I got this game called Doki Doki Panic. We could maybe just put a layer over top of it and turn them into Mario
And they did.
characters. And they did. And it turned into one hell of... I'm with you, man. I remember coming home at lunchtime and watching my brother play, because we had the TV set up in his room and the Nintendo, and we'd all go in there at lunchtime and watch him play, try to beat Wart before we had to go back to school.
Yeah.
And he would do it, and it was awesome. But the whole game always felt a little bit out of place because of all the weird different characters. And then once you realize, oh, that's why it was a totally different game.
That's why there's no
Then you can-
Goombas and no
Exactly.
turtles.
And then you can start opening up and allowing it in. And I will say the speedrunning community, crushing it on
Yeah?
Super Mario Brothers 2. Yeah,
And
they're doing a lot there.
Birdo. What the hell is that? Remember
Birdo. Yeah, he
Boop.
spits
And he'd
eggs
have-
at you.
He'd spit his egg at you, and you'd have to jump on his egg, pick it up, and throw it back at him. And as
Yeah.
a parent, that's a terrifying prospect.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I don't want to be beaten by my own offspring. Right?
Leave it to
These
you
are
to get
these
there.
are questions they never asked before. They just imported Doki Doki Panic, and we're like, let's put Mario on top. But like, you had options, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peach floated.
Yeah, that was very cool. Toad was super quick at
Toad
pulling
was
up.
super quick at
That
whatever
was
that
good.
was. He's super
Pull it up.
quick at it. And
Luigi
had the Jimmy legs.
Yeah. And then Mario was just well-rounded.
Mario
Yeah.
was just the dude. Yeah. The whale level, I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, it had some really good stuff in it.
Yeah, hop in
And
the
I feel
spaceship,
like
go up.
they're gonna roll it out. They're gonna have a big celebration. It's got to be its like 30th or 40th anniversary
We got to be up
coming
close
up,
for sure.
and they're gonna be like, okay, now you can get a stuffed. There's a little like electric
You know what
guy
I would love to
that
see
go around.
is a remake for a modern system.
Yeah.
Like, go all in on it. Doesn't have to be the same type of game, but like same type of idea.
Mm-hmm.
Don't copy it. Make it like a Super Mario Brothers 2-2 or something. Make it
2.5.
really cool.
0.5. Yeah.
There it is. I would love that. Okay, you're wearing the shirt. Before we get into strip down, as we got a big night
It's
again
actually
coming up this Tuesday.
this was by mistake.
Really?
I didn't mean to do this.
What a pleasant mistake
Yes.
that is. Okay, Bloomer.
Which in itself is a pleasant mistake.
Oh, it's a beautiful mistake.
What a fun time.
So fun. And I've Phenom was in here the other day. He dropped off some shorts that you made for us,
Yes.
and I've started scheduling them. Episode 44 out right now,
Yeah.
and it's very, very good. I got a Ray Charles short coming up for you,
Yes.
and I got a David Arquette short coming up for you over the
So
weekend
many
here.
cameos.
Mhm.
And I mean, even if you hate Blossom, but you're old, it's worth a
Nostalgia.
listen.
It's so
Because
cool.
it's like they're for 45-minute episodes, and we're talking about Blossom, like what, maybe 20 of them.
Yeah.
We're just talking about the 90s and
Pop
then
culture, man.
pointing out the cameos.
Yeah.
Like the last,
keep a
the
tally
last
of all this stuff,
episode,
yeah.
the last episode, Six and Blossom went to get fake IDs from a loser at their school. And who is it? Former WCW champion David Arquette.
That's the exact line
It's
Sal used.
Monica's husband, David Arquette.
That's it.
It's hilarious.
And they're always showing up like that.
And it's not like it's a big deal. It's not like, oh my God, David Arquette's on Blossom. It's like, who is this guy in 1992? But he would go on.
And I tried to
go on to be David Arquette.
Hey, unless he's at the top of the 3 stages of hell match.
Right?
Or
Unless
it is.
he's
Yeah.
beating DDP.
There it is. Bang. I love that. I try to explain to people what OK Bloomer is like, and it's really, really hard to do. Because like you said, you're reviewing a show that hasn't been around for decades, and somehow you ride that fine line of painting the picture of what's going on in the show, but the show, like OK Bloomer, is actually about, like you said, all this stuff around it. And to be able to really hit that home and make it entertaining and funny, like I don't think it's a coincidence that people are enjoying it.
I hope it's an excuse to hang out with my friend Sal.
That's the best part.
We worked together for years, and we spent so much time together, and we would always laugh about Blossom, even though neither of us watched it. We would just
It's an inside joke.
We both loved the intro, and we'd sing the intro, and we'd go whoa, and just we talk about Blossom 10% of our time together, and wrestling, like pro wrestling, the other 90%. And then during COVID, we were bored. We were both sitting there doing nothing, and we were like, we should do a podcast. That's what everyone does. And then we looked at our time together, and we said 10% Blossom, 90% wrestling. We should definitely do a Blossom podcast. Because, I mean, if nothing else, no one else was doing one. And
it's funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
This
so
whole
I guess
network
there's a
is
Blossom
covered with
community
that.
out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have embraced us or if they're like these guys.
I'm waiting for your first big guest that you're going to get on there from the show, like a writer or an extra or someone out there who realizes this could be good.
Looked up Joey Lawrence, and he is on Cameo, but he's not taking anybody's money right now.
That's no fun.
Right?
Why is he even on there? I don't know. I guess Coach Kamatu put me on Cameo, so I probably understand exactly why. Yeah.
Oh,
he goes, we got to get you on Cameo. And I said, dude, number one, no one would ever pay money for me to say anything for them. And secondly, who wants to see this on a Cameo?
That's amazing.
And how much would you charge? I'm like, maybe you might get one if you charge like 50 cents. In case you don't know what Cameo is, it's a bunch of like actual celebrities who that people pay them to say stuff. Like, and I tell the story all the time. I've only ever got one in my life, and it was from the Dalton Castle, the top cock from our buddy Big C.
Yes.
Got me one for my birthday. Hello, Gary! That's how he started it, and he was in full peacock mode. It was one of the best presents I've ever got, man. It was so funny. So there is a place for Cameo. It's just not for this guy.
I know. I'm not even like being facetious when I say your level of celebrity status is probably not that much lower than the main tier of people that go on Cameo.
Either way, I thought it was funny that he signed it up, so it's there somewhere.
And
we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get one.
I'm gonna get you to say something to my wife for Christmas. Hey, Gary here.
Huge fan of your hubby. So hot, so full and
Merry
pants.
Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Thanks for paying my kid.
When I get to it, yeah.
Is that my wife or you doing that voice? I got mixed up. Is she giving a cameo? I'm confused. Get me out of here, Gary.
Hanging out.
OK Bloomer. New one drops every Saturday.
Yes,
and,
that's what I
you want to relive the 90s? The fun thing is that I'm a little bit older than Sal, so like when we go back to the early 90s, it means different things to us, you know?
For sure.
So that's
different,
also fun.
And it's different aspects. It's very cool. It's a very well done show and incredibly produced, by the way.
Well, thank you very
much. I gotta
much.
tell you, the way you guys do
phenom.
it. And I also love how the shorts are very easy to do because it's just top and bottom boxes. I just put the two together and off we go. So
there it is.
They're easy to get out, which is very, very nice.
We laugh.
Curtis Anderson.
Yes.
My main man, co-host of OK Bloomer, as well host of Stripped Down.
We have a trio next
So
Tuesday.
excited. So I've been to the last two live studio audience ones. We haven't had any sort of trio-iness at all.
No, this is new. We've never done a trio with a live studio audience before. So we're breaking new ground. We're pushing things, as you do here.
That's every time.
So the first time we did a live audience, we had more than enough people. Everybody that said they were going to show up showed up.
And it was so hot in there.
And a couple of the crew people were like, oh, crap, I forgot. So that would like mess with my head. And I was like, okay, so next time let's make sure the crew show up. So then when we were building to the equal episode last month, I was like on top of the crew. I was like, you guys are still, it's Tuesday, right? And everybody was a go. And then we got there, and then like an hour before the show, a whole bunch of people I had signed up to be part of the studio audience. Like, I can't make it now. I was like, oh my God, Nicole's going to show up, and there's going to be like 10 empty chairs. So I'm calling everybody. And like, all my friends came, and they filled up the place. And now, to offset that, for this third one, I just invited like 50 people that we don't have room for, assuming 20 of them won't show by just statistics.
Yeah, and
if
you know
50
what
people
always
show up,
happens.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Out the back door, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Standing room only. Go right out through the back garage.
And then yeah, we got a trio coming in.
Are we going to talk about that at all? You want
Nah.
Or you want to leave it for a bit?
We'll leave her for a bit.
Mysterious?
Yeah.
Okay. Man
Yeah.
of mystery.
You'll have to go to the Facebook page and check it out.
Ooh, directing traffic. I like that.
Right?
You mentioned wrestling earlier. When's the last time you watched wrestling?
I have not watched wrestling in a long time. Probably WrestleMania. And it's not that I don't want to. I don't have time. I'm watching so much on my own. Like, I'm watching Blossom all the time now, right? And I'm watching Disney movies still because I'm still keeping that going.
Disney Dad!
So we've done, my daughter and I. Well, she hasn't watched everyone because a lot of the old ones are pretty racist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, maybe Dad will watch this one by himself.
You know, we laugh at that, but that is a very serious thing. That, like, you can't. There's a lot of Disney movies that kids can't watch.
It sneaks up on you too. Like, you're not ready for it. We're watching, like, what is it, Aristocats?
Yeah.
That has that like very
the
like the Siamese cat song, and she had watched that apparently before. She's like, let's watch Aristocats again, and I was like, yeah. And then she's singing along to that song, and I'm like, okay, we gotta have this talk. That's not, you know. I guess you could sing it in the basement with me, but like, don't bust that out at school, okay?
That I have a buddy. It's a sign of the times, I think. I had a buddy who sat down with his family for a movie night, and they watched Rush Hour. Great movie.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers Rush Hour, like Jackie Chan. You got Chris Tucker. Real funny. He's like, yeah, it'd be a great family movie. We'll sit down.
The most ambitious crossover ever.
Yeah, real good. And as he's sitting there with his 2 kids and his lovely wife, Chris Tucker drops an N-bomb.
Yeah.
And he's like, uh-oh. And then he looks around. He's like, okay, I think we just got through that one. And then 3 more N-bombs. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So then my buddy's like, all right. I had to hit pause. We had to sit down and have a big family chat about what just happened.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot of movies like that where you remember them being, yeah, it's okay. And then all of a sudden, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So it's like sort of a thing of the times, I guess.
For
which
sure.
is
They
pretty wild.
I found out Disney loved, and it wasn't just Disney, it was a lot of stuff back there, loved like the Aboriginal and Indigenous imagery.
Yeah.
And didn't always use it in a positive light.
Yeah.
Right?
Very good way of saying it.
So there's they have a lot of movies about Indigenous people or like the heroes interacting with Indigenous people, and I'm always like, yeah, I'll watch this one by myself.
That's it.
You know, lots of old live action ones, but for the most part, it's been fun. We're coming up to episode 300, Gary.
That's crazy.
We started watching one a week before COVID.
And
like, I never advertise or anything. I don't care. Like, I don't know why would people want to see me.
The intro's awesome. Intro's awesome.
Well, it's another Dylan Evans original, right?
By the way.
Yes.
Dylan coming in on Tuesday.
Shut up. Dylan's coming in? Oh,
I got Dylan and Doug coming in together.
Oh,
Tuesday at noon.
I don't know if you have any other guests, but cancel them.
Yeah,
Let those 2 go for the hour. Those are 2 of the greatest people I know.
I was trying to figure out a time to squeeze them in because I got a bunch of stuff around it. I was like, I got like noon to 12:15. Like, done. Coming in. So we're coming in. We're going to record.
Next time, get their dad in.
Oh, boy.
Get you
full
in.
on.
Get
I'm excited,
in.
man. And it's a statement to you because you bring all these people in. I wouldn't know any of these people. And everyone just comes in because, yeah, Curtis talked to me. Curtis talked to me. Curtis talked to me. Like, yep, it's the right place. Come on in. And then we're doing good things.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy to help.
Really
I'm happy to help grow this thing. I bring the horses to water and you let them drink.
That's it. And I'm just very grateful. I think it worked.
That worked.
I'd say that worked. From Stripped Down and OK Bloomer, his name is Curtis Anderson. Hanging out on a Thursday as we're on the last leg. Look at that, Riders versus Argos tomorrow, June 20th. The 13th Melon going down. Very excited as we're going to do a set change during the live show tomorrow.
Whoa.
We're trying something new because it's 5 o'clock go time. And as you know, this show ends at 5 o'clock. So we're going to be in there, flipping it over.
See how the sausage is made.
It's going to be very cool. So I'm excited for that as we get set for another big Rider game. And it should be a lot of fun. You were on the All the Way Round Table yesterday.
I was.
As you are a member of said round table, Avatar Anderson, we like to call you around there. and we were going through a couple of technical difficulties. And as we were getting through those, because we go live no matter what, and we had a couple sweet moves by Coach Kamatu to be able to get you and Coach number one on from Australia, and he just hit call on the group thing, and then we had him on the phone over there, and we had the bobbleheads going, and then we had you just going there. How confused were you during that performance?
Confused, but I could tell something was up, and I wanted to help, so I just kept talking and being a part of it. And I thought eventually someone's going to let me in on the joke. And then like 20 minutes passed and that never came. And I had to like hit reset and be like, can I ask actually what's going on? And then you were like, hey, we're having a little bit of a,
we're just
have a little
getting
video.
through it.
And I was like, okay, thanks. But nobody told me that.
Nope.
And I was on my phone in the sun. And I was saying this
the
before.
dog.
So like a third of my screen was me. A third of the screen was Coach One. And I could not tell what was below it and what I was looking at. It was really funny. It was just shapes.
What's that, Dragon? Yeah, it was this light up here.
Yeah.
It was like blinding you as you were going.
It was,
But between Coach Kamatu to get that going, and then the camera had a close up on the phone. Dragon was all over
See, I
it.
did
We had
not
this
know
really
that was
cool
close
stuff.
to the phone. I couldn't tell what that was.
Oh, of course not.
And then as I was walking, I went to the actual like feed, and I was like, that was when I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, something's up.
I'm on the phone on this show.
See, Simon wanted to know whether we distracted you so much that you got lost while walking. Like, did you end up in a different neighborhood and you didn't know where you were?
No.
Because you were like paying attention to us the whole time, but you were
Yeah.
still walking. And it's like, I think we might have gotten lost.
I think everybody was like, this guy. I'm walking around. Oh,
It was
I'm
the
on my phone. I'm a
best.
big deal. Right?
Professional though, right? That's what it comes back to. You get a call and you're on the air and you're like, all right, here we go.
Let's go.
And you just did it. And it
then
was so
my
fun.
dog was pooping, and I turned it and showed the dog pooping. I don't think anybody saw, but
Missed
Coach
that.
One, Coach One was laughing, and you guys were talking about baseball, and I was like,
It was very,
it was a funny moment.
very,
Glad
very good.
to help. I just love what you do here, man. I will always throw people your way.
And this
That's
is
how we grow it.
We're
That's how
so
this thing-
grateful, man. That's it.
That's how this thing succeeds.
And it keeps growing. And all these new shows that start, I always tell people, I say, listen, don't let any of the outside stuff affect what you're doing. Don't let views, don't let any of the stuff from the outside affect how you operate with your show and what you're trying to accomplish. Because this whole place was built on that exact thing. The second you let outside stuff interfere with your vision, you're screwed. Because then you're just doing someone else's vision.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's been really tight with that idea. And that's how sort of we've had these shows that no one else is doing, which then people go to because there's nothing else like it.
Absolutely.
It's a simple system.
You you get into your own head real easily.
Oh, yeah.
See, like my Mermoose Media channel, it's not monetized.
Shout out.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I do so much on it. I do like it's like a digital garage sale. There's no rhyme or reason. Everyone's like, you should have one YouTube channel for this thing you do, one YouTube channel for this, one for this, and then you have to like advertise it this way and start a TikTok. And I was like,
No.
It's not monetized. I don't care if 1 million people watch it. Like, I care more about here getting views because that helps build what you're doing. But
What we're
Mermoose
doing,
Media,
yeah.
like it's just a dumping ground for my insanity.
That's good.
So like I've done 300 episodes almost of a Disney review, one a week since before COVID, and it's just fascinating the ones people watch.
Yeah.
I'm like Little Mermaid. It's like got like 10 views in like 4 years. Nobody, and then I'll do like the super obscure like live
one's ever
action one
heard
from
of, yeah.
1960, like the Bedknobs and Broomsticks
There it is.
sequel that like nobody even knew exists, and it'll get like hundreds of views. I'm
Yeah.
like, why? No rhyme or reason.
That's it. Welcome to the internet. It's the
Right.
Wild West, man. I say it all the time. You know, we're talking about 300 episodes. We're about to go over 300. The boys have been messing with me, and I realize this. They know that my mind is very fragile at times when I'm like doing a million things at once. So both LB and Dragon, shout out to the viewing room, by the way. Together, they are the viewing room.
Yes, love
And,
it. By the way,
Those jabronis have been
That's
trying
like-
to tell me that it was episode 500 the other day, to the point where my sanity had about a 1% thing. Like, are they right? Am I missing something? So I had to check it, and it's going to be 300 on Monday.
so if
So,
your show,
Funny joke, guys, got me again.
if your
Funny joke,
show
guys.
is like the engine of the train,
That's it.
their movie review show is like the second car. It's like the
Oh,
coal.
yeah. They're
you
the
know?
man. They're the big time. They're the ones that they were the first show to really take this whole thing seriously
know.
and really get into it.
And
it
it's so
shows.
good.
Yeah,
It's so good. It's just two people passionate about movies, passionate about their passion,
There
putting
it
it
is.
out there, and of course it resonates.
yeah.
Give
And
people the platform to talk about what they care about. That comes across.
it's beautiful. And
And in my case, it's Blossom. So there you go. Right? We're putting our passion on display.
And
These two are talking about Oscar-nominated and award-winning movies and how they transcend genres while reshaping them. And I'm talking about Blossom. It's the same.
And on the network, it really is. That's what I love about it, because everyone brings something different. And the family here, the family dynamic of how everybody who's a part of this, like, knows each other. From like, Foss was in here yesterday. We're doing another episode of Good Sports, which will probably drop on Saturday now instead of the normal Thursday, which would
I
be
know we're not supposed to talk about views, but oh my God.
Don't worry about that.
Good Sports.
As he's talking about, we're talking about another one of our new shows, Not That Kind of Book Club, with Rihanna and Les. And he's like, oh yeah, Ree. Like, I know Rihanna. Yeah, we did this back in the day, this stuff together. Like, everybody here knows each other. And so once you get in here, everyone already likes each other. So there's like, it's just so much positivity, lifting people up, man. It's a beautiful thing.
And I know you say views don't matter, and I agree with you, but they're a good sales tool, because a lot of times when I'm pitching opportunities for people to come meet you, come on your show, get a feel for this place, because I know they're thinking of something. They've got a segment they'd like to do. And this is a hard place to describe. You really have to come and experience it. It's like,
so
he
true.
renovated his garage, and everyone's like, oh, and I'm like, no, but it's like actually legit. Like, hey, just go meet him and go see his place. So yeah, I was telling another friend about this place yesterday or 2 days ago, and I was like, yeah, man, we do this Blossom show, and like that gets views, and I'm like, oh crap, did our last one get views? Like, and I looked, and it's got its usual like 500 or 600 views. And as I was whatever. But as I was scrolling it, I saw that like episode 4 of Good Sports had like 800 views.
It's going, man.
And
Things
so
are
I
going.
screenshotted that, and I was like this show started 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
you could build something just as easily about what he's passionate about, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag of who this is and what he's thinking, but
very
he'll be
exciting,
here.
though. It's
He'll
very
be
cool.
here.
Yeah.
You can show this as a flashback clip in a year after he has the top
After it's going
rated
big.
show. After he takes all of OK Bloomer's views,
Man.
we go back down to the 2 or 3 views we deserve. And that's fine. That's how it should be.
You have what was your you had so many great catchphrases on there, but one of them with the bots is like the internet bots '1 show.
Yeah,
So, like, the bot
800
jokes
Russian bots can't be wrong.
That's the one. I just love that, because it really is the Wild West, man. Like, you advertise, you put yourself out there, you get people to promote what you're doing, but in the end, like, there's no CRTC, there's no sort of governing body ruling what you can do. So you can literally do anything out here.
Maybe it's one person watching it 800 times. Maybe that person's Sal Ricardo. I don't know.
I got at least 400 in there.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan. You know, I always laugh too when people talk like that was a thing. Hey, like farms where people will get like a bunch of devices and they just hit it on a show and then just boost their own stuff.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like, people actually did that. That's why people talk about bots.
Yeah.
It's like there's like giant warehouses full of like computers that are like, hitting play on a show and like boosting numbers.
Yeah.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
Don't get that on traditional
technology.
media. Yeah. So it's very interesting. Just so happy to be in the spot where people go now for content.
Yeah.
You know, that was the goal. I had 2 goals coming into here. One was to do a live show every weekday to promote the network, like everything on the network, to get it out every day. Say, hey, here's what's going on in this show. Here's what's going on in this show. And then we can talk about stuff in the day. Like, hey, Stanley Cup just finished up. Florida Panthers back to back. You know, talking about Blue Jays, to have that live aspect, but more so to promote all of these things that are going on. And the other big thing that I wanted to do was to make sure that we set up where everyone is going now, because it's not the 2000s anymore. It's not the 90s. There's TV isn't what it used to be. Radio isn't what it used to be. And all these people all go to different spots. And it all starts here where we are at right now. So I'm so thankful and grateful that we have landed on that right spot where people can go to get all their content.
Absolutely. And I'm glad to be part of it. I'm glad to keep pushing people in your direction that are going to do great things.
Our direction. This is ours. I have to remind people all the time. It's called Your Show for a frickin' reason. I hate Spotlight. I don't want Spotlight. Spotlight to me is seeing my friends succeed. Spotlight to me is putting it on Dragon and saying, look at all the cool shit my sweet, beautiful Dragon's doing. Putting it on, like, you, my friend. Look at all the awesome stuff you're doing. Look what LB's doing. He wanted to start a rider show. So guess what? He started a rider show.
Yes.
You know, that's what happens in this place. It creates these dreams that we can chase, and it's just very cool.
And Tuesday after Strip Down and the Matt Remenda.
Oh, you did
Ensemble.
it. You did it. I thought you were going to do it.
I didn't say it before, not because I couldn't remember his last name for the life of me, because I know like 17 Matts, and I was like, don't say Fulkerson. It's not Fulkerson. Don't say it. It's Remenda. Matt Remenda. Apologies, Matt. I'm seeing him, and I'm like dying on live TV. I'm like, so yes, Matt Remenda Ensemble. A three-piece with a live crowd. We'll just keep bringing people. We'll bring people in until the fire department says no. I mean, there's got to be some sort of limit of how many people can be in the studio, and I intend to find that out.
Yeah.
Intend to find that out.
But
I was telling you that to tell you this. The second the show ends Tuesday and we go our own ways, 100% into Gary Scaries.
Oh, man, we're doing it?
Absolutely, we're doing it. We talk about it all the time, but I'm just like, Caitlin, too much on my plate. We'll get through Strip Down, and then because that's a season finale on Tuesday.
Okay.
Wednesday morning, we are going to chat about Gary Scaries.
In case you're wondering what the hell he's talking about, basically,
just you wait.
His social media lady, the great Caitlin,
from
Strip Down.
The great Caitlin, I like that.
Yeah, the great Caitlin. She loves scary stuff and horror stories and movies, and I despise all of them. And the idea came about that we do a late-night show where Caitlin tells me stories and tries to make me pee my pants. And at the end of the show, we see how wet my pants are, and that's how we can tell how scary this story was. That's pretty much the pitch deck right there.
I'm like 90% on board with that.
Yeah, so maybe get a Grampers endorsement would be good.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know how close she wants to be to a grown man peeing his pants, but I guess that's a conversation. I don't want to speak for her.
Dude, consider me Miles Davis. That's all I gotta say, right?
Peeing my pants. Cool.
I'll be the guy. I ain't scared of that.
Good. That was a great.
Dude, how the heck do we get so done already?
It's 5. Where's Frankie's fingers?
It's that time, hey? You want to wake him up, my sweet prince? I don't got my headset. The transmitter is still out of order right now. You're just going to have to yell at me through the window.
See what you need for after episode 300. You need an actual keyboard in there.
Just play it live?
These musicians could play. No one can play chords.
We do have a lot of... That's the other thing, man. This place brings in so much talent, dude.
Right?
So much talent.
I'll play some Estranged. GNR to play us out. 8 minutes. Love started. 4:52. You're talking to yourself and nobody's home.
It's beautiful. Oh, there it is. Coming in hot. Maggie did not like that. Going live, you get weather. We got weather. Woo. I thought so. If you're around...
I brought the rain.
It's November rain, dog.
Oh, right?
I'm going to be the cake. I'll be the guy that jumps in the cake.
God.
I know you love that guy. Remember the guy in the video?
I had 2 choices, Estranged or November Rain, the 2 songs I can play on piano.
I wonder if I'm going to make the golf course.
And I said Estranged, and then it started thundering. I blew it.
Crazy stuff.
Can I do a redo?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'll bring in a piano and play November Rain.
We'll fix it in post, Dragon says. Hey, how much time we got left? Anything?
When I look into your eyes, I can see a love.
It's okay.
Darling, when I hold you, you know I feel the same. God, what a great song.
Chris Anderson, my man from Strip Down. Okay, Bloomer, dude. Thank you so much for joining us today and entertaining us yesterday on the All the Way Around table, like you always do. And everything else, we will see you on Tuesday for the season finale of Strip Down. Matt Remenda Trio in the house.
I value every second.
It's going to be a lot of fun. CTV's Matt Young, as always. Thank you to him for kicking off the Thursday edition of your show. And everyone else, man, thank you for helping us keep this place rolling and continuing to make the world a better place like we strive to do each and every day. It means so much. I think so. I don't got the earpiece in, so I'm just going to say I love you. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening. We'll be back tomorrow with the Friday Fun Table rolling right into the 13th Melon as it's Rider Game Day. We love you. Have a great evening. Take care.